Hello, hi there, and welcome to Cretin Classics. I'm Davey Cretin, and today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new studio album by Blue Öyster Cult. The album is entitled Ghost Stories. It's released on Frontiers Records, and it came out today as I'm taping this video, Friday, April 12th, 2024. This is allegedly, hopefully not, but I think unfortunately it will be, Blue Öyster Cult's final studio record. Now in 2020, they put out an excellent album, and the record company wanted more. But both Buck and Eric, the two mainstays in the band, Eric Bloom on lead vocals, stun guitar, some keyboards here and there, backing vocals, and Buck Dharma on lead guitar, rhythm guitars, some keyboards, lead and backing vocals. They're in their 70s, and it's nearing the end of their career, the end of the road for Blue Öyster Cult. And it took a while to make their last studio record. So what they decided to do was go through the vaults and take a lot of old songs and sort of rework them and tweak them for the modern era, which was done by Richie Castellano, band member. So he adds some guitars and keyboards here and there. So it's sort of old demos and unfinished songs that were reworked and retouched up for the modern era. The record is called Ghost Stories. It's about 42 minutes long or so, 12 songs. So it's a lot of short songs. Most of the songs are only 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes long. There's only one song that's just a hair under 6 minutes, but we will get to that. Now, besides Buck and Eric in the band mainstays for the whole career, the band formed in the late 60s, went through a bunch of name changes. In 1971, they settled on the moniker Blue Öyster Cult, as it says on my shirt here. So this is their 15th album, Ghost Stories. I'm not counting Cult Classics, which was redone versions of their older songs. So personally, I don't count that as a studio release. So Ghost Stories is their 15th album. Now, besides Buck and Eric in the band, some old members have come back who worked on these songs many years ago, and that's the Bouchard brothers. That is Albert Bouchard on drums, some guitars here and there, lead and backing vocals, and it's also his brother Joe Bouchard on lead and backing vocals, bass guitar, some keyboards and guitars here and there, and the late great Alan Lanier on keyboards. So that's the lineup, with some extra help from, like I said, Richie Castellano, and I think the drummer plays some percussion on the new record, but sadly I do not have a hard copy with all the information yet. So I saw some chatter online today. I saw someone make a post on Facebook that they showed the new album, and they said they were disappointed with it. Now, on first listen, I was also disappointed with it too, but I've listened to it 8 times. First 5 times I listened to it, just listening to it. The last 3 times I listened in headphones, in earbuds, and I noticed a lot of cool stuff when I listened in headphones. And the more you hear these songs, the more they reveal their flavors to you. So it's definitely worth repeated listens, because I too thought at first, oh, this is kind of, but it is what it is. It's an odds and sods record. It's unreleased songs. It's not brand new, newly written songs fresh from the last few years that they just went into the studio and banged out. It's older ideas that they decided, well, we have enough songs for the record. Let's not release this. So it's unearthed songs. But any diehard Blue Öyster Cult fan just wants to hear this stuff. So here it is. Ghost Stories. The cover itself is very cool. Kind of reminds me of an Opeth album cover or something from an Opeth video. It's called Ghost Stories, so it's got this dark room and it's got these 3 apparitions in it. It's a very cool looking cover. My thumbnail sketch will have the album cover so everyone knows what the album cover looks like. Now, going track by track, the first song is called Late Night Street Fight. I really like the bass line, which I'm guessing is Joe Bouchard playing bass. Really great bass line throughout the song. The melody lines and the bass, though, kind of remind me a little bit, going way back to the 70s. It reminds me of The Revenge of Vera Gemini. Now, Eric Bloom, I think, sings lead vocals on this song. And the thing about this album that revealed more and more to me with each listen, Buck Dharma's guitar work, Donald Rosa, aka Buck Dharma. His guitar work is stellar throughout this record. And when you listen in the earbuds, you hear his little riffs coming in and out of each song. And that's definitely noticeable on Late Night Street Fight. I also like his guitar solo here. That's another thing. Buck's got a lot of really cool guitar solos on this album. Might be the other guys pitching in here and there on the riffs, but I think the majority of the soloing is Buck Dharma. Now, I like the keyboards on this song too. I'm guessing it's Alan. It could be Richie, adding some texture and flavor. At the end of the song, these cool keyboards come in, but it's too brief. Then the song fades out. It's a short song, but it's a good upbeat rocking song to open the album with. So I like Late Night Street Fight. The second track is called Cherry. And I think this is Buck Dharma on lead vocals, and it opens up with a whoa, whoa, whoa type chant on it, which sort of just caught me unexpected. And then it ends with that same chant. And this is an even shorter song. I think it's about 2.5 minutes or so. Very short song. I think the lyrics are a bit juvenile or cheesy. There's some sweet backing vocals in the chorus. And it's a catchy song, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. And having it as number 2, I don't know about the placement on the album. Maybe they just wanted to have a Buck Dharma vocal right up there. So that's why it's number 2 in the pole position on the album. Coming in at number 3, my personal favorite track from the album. And this was the first single release from the record, So Supernatural. And the first time I heard it, I fell in love with this song. And I think it's, pardon the pun, but a cult classic right from the get-go. It's almost 6 minutes in length, and it's a great song. Joe Bouchard sings lead vocal on here. I'm sure he's playing the bass. This is very eerie, and it has that old 70s throwback Blue Öyster Cult sound. So it is a great song. More great guitar work, probably from Buck, some nice keyboards, and I like the ending of the song. So this, So Supernatural, to me, personally, the album highlight. Great song. Next, we have a cover. There are 3 covers on this record. This is the first cover, and it was on classic. They used to perform this live all the time. It was on one of their live albums from back in the 70s. It's a cover of the Animals' We Gotta Get Out of This Place. So they played it live a lot over the years. Eric Bloom does some really nice lead vocals on this studio version. And Albert Bouchard adds some nice drum flourishes, about 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the song. So I like this cover, and it's nice to hear a studio version. Personally, I'd rather be at a live concert than listen to a live album. And I know that's sacrilegious to say because everyone talks about the classic live albums. There are great live albums. Blue Öyster Cult, UFO, Peter Frampton, Thin Lizzy. They're great live albums. But personally, I'm more of a studio album guy. That's just me. That's just the way I see it. But it's nice after all these years, after all these decades, to get a studio version of We Gotta Get Out of This Place. It's another brief song, very good. So I like its inclusion here. Coming in at number 5, track 5, we have an unusual song. It's funky. And that threw me. I was like, Blue Öyster Cult doing funk? But it's very cool. The song is called Soul Jive, and I'm pretty sure that Albert Bouchard sings the lead vocal on here. Now, the opening guitar riff by Buck, I'm sure, is similar to the opening guitar riff from E.T.I. So I like that. It's another throwback. It's, hey, you're listening to Blue Öyster Cult, and it has that old school BOC sound. I like Soul Jive a lot. It's funky. There's some nice keyboard work, hopefully by Alan Lanier, the late great Alan Lanier. And this song features another excellent Buck Dharma guitar solo. So I definitely like this better than Cherry. And I would say so far, after So Supernatural, this is my favorite track, second favorite track on the record. The 6th song is called Gun. There's nice backing vocals in this song. I think Joe Bouchard is singing lead vocal on here. And this song is also a little funky, but not nearly as funky as Soul Jive. I like BOC doing funk. Very cool. Unexpected, out of nowhere. but sweet. Gun also has another nice guitar solo by Buck Dharma and great guitar riffs throughout the song. Next, number 7 is called Shot in the Dark. And no, it's not a cover of the Ozzy Osbourne Chestnut. It begins with some classic, what sounds like Alan Lanier piano, and it's like a barroom boogie type piano. So it starts off nice, but then Eric Bloom comes in with some spoken word at the beginning of the song. And I'm not the biggest spoken word fan, but I know Eric used to do a lot of talking, like when he introduced Godzilla Live, there was a whole long preamble to that. So this is just something he's done over the years. It, I don't know, it sort of almost ruins the beginning of the song to me, but then when he starts singing, that's when the song comes alive. And I do like this song, Shot in the Dark. When the full band comes in, besides Alan's piano playing and Eric speaking and then going into his lead vocal, when the band kicks in, that's when the song goes into another gear. And more great Buck riffarama on the electric guitar. That's what this album is all about. It's about Buck Dharma's guitar playing. So any Blue Öyster Cult fan who's on the fence, oh, I haven't heard a record since the 80s, they lost it, they're not good anymore, they put out bad stuff. No, there's really good stuff on every BOC album, including this new one, Ghost Stories. So definitely give it a listen and concentrate on Buck's guitar playing, because to me, that's one of the things this band is all about. Also, there's some nice backing vocals on this song, Shot in the Dark. Another great guitar solo by Mr. Dharma. Moving on to track 8, it's called The Only Thing. Now, this track is the only one on the album that's sort of laid back in a ballad mode. It's mellow. It's definitely Buck's singing lead on this one. And the chorus, when he sings, it was driving me crazy the first few listens. This sounds like another BOC song. And then it hit me. It sounds like the Albert Bouchard, I think, lead vocal on Death Valley Nights. That's what it sounds like from back in the day, from the mid-70s. So it's just the way the melody goes on the chorus that The Only Thing reminds me of Death Valley Nights. It's laid back. It's mellow. There's some nice high harmony vocals in the chorus towards the end. It's a decent song, not the best song, but it's worth listening to. The 9th track is another cover song, one they did back in the day, the MC5 cover of Kick Out the Jams, Brothers and Sisters. I'll put it that way here. So this is a studio version of that, and they only did it live before. It's only been on a live album. Eric Bloom on lead vocals here. The others chiming in, you hear them on the choruses, on the verses, they're singing along. I'm not sure who it is. Some nice Joe Bouchard bass work that when I had the earbuds in, I heard his bass line. Some extra little stuff he throws in, some flourishes on the bass that's really nice. And of course, Buck has a wailing guitar solo on this MC5 cover. Albert does some pounding drum work here. It's short, it's sweet, it's concise, and it has a very precise ending. Definitely worth listening to. I like the studio version of this. Track number 10 is Money Machine. Some nice piano work by Alan here. And it's a slower, sort of bluesier vibe. So it's a different texture, so it fits in nicely on the record because it brings another flavor into the mix. It has that ETI sound again, but it's mellow, it's slower, more laid back. Another great guitar solo by Buck Dharma, and I know I keep saying that a lot, but that's the strength of this album to me. Nice backing vocals on the chorus too. Number 11, and I should mention with this song, Don't Come Running to Me, and the third song, my favorite, So Supernatural, these two songs, which were released as the advanced singles from the album, feature drum work from Rick Downey, who played on The Revolution by Night. So these songs are from 82, 83 or so, and they do not feature Albert Bouchard. Now, the first time I heard this song, if you've seen my video focusing on the two pre-release singles, I said this, just hearing Eric Bloom's vocal, maybe there was a problem with the master tape, so they had to tweak it. So he just sounds very high. It's like, is that Eric singing so high? Just his voice comes in so high. It's sort of disconcerting. And I got a little discombobulated at first, but the more I hear this track, the more I like it. I think it's a very strong song. It has some of those 80s production tropes that towards 82, 83, a lot of the artificial type sounds were coming in. Didn't sound as warm as natural as it did back in the 70s. But I do like this song. And there is a screaming guitar solo from Donald Roser, aka Buck Dharma, on this song. And it's worth hearing that guitar solo. Very catchy song. And the more I hear it, the more I started singing along with it. So I do like Don't Come Running to Me. It's not immediate at first, but it works its charms on you the more you hear it. The last song I think is probably going to be the most controversial song on the record. It's a brief acoustic cover, and it took me totally by surprise. I just assumed it was an original, but it's a cover of the old Beatles song, If I Fell. And I was like, this sounds familiar. They're covering the Beatles. And it came out of nowhere to me, and I was surprised. And you do hear, if you listen in earbuds or headphones, a bum note on the guitar. And this one is Buck singing. He's the only one who could really bring the sweetness and the charm to a Beatles cover. And there's percussion from Albert, but it's a little too high in the mix, I think. And it sort of takes me out of it. It's a nice acoustic, mellow song, but there's wood blocks maybe on it, and it's a little too loud in the mix. So I think the album ends on a poor note, and this is definitely the weakest of the three covers to me. Now, I've played this record about, I think, 7 or 8 times. I lost count. And I like this record. It's definitely not going to be a top-tier Blue Öyster Cult album to me. But I think any fan of the band, it's worth investing some time and listening to this record. So Ghost Stories came out today, Friday, April 12th, 2024. Hopefully it's not the final Blue Öyster Cult record, but unfortunately I think it will be. But Buck and Eric, they're in their 70s, approaching 80, so maybe they want to just live their peaceful and tranquil lives and retire. So maybe we should just let them retire. But I would recommend this album to any BOC fan, and don't take it at face value when people say it sucks. It does not suck. It's worth repeated listenings, and you will find songs you like. Personally, So Supernatural is my favorite. That's about it. I want to remind everyone to like, subscribe, and comment. What do you think of this new record? Where does it sit in your ranking? I would say it's maybe towards the bottom of mine, but it's still worth investing time in. So like, subscribe, comment, and also remember, rock out, prog on, and pogo. This is Davey Cretin signing off. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.